Morning, welcome to Golf Shop TV. I'm Jeff Harrison, my host.
I'm Amy Anderson.
Amy, you know, it was quite a week last week. It was the US Open, but we've got a little work to do before then. Let's talk about what's coming up.
Well, today on the show, we're going to kind of preview or go back to our interview with Kate Spates. We showed you the first half a couple weeks ago, and we were trying to show it last week, but we kept talking.
Yeah, you know, she's a great mom. You know, she's got some situations in her personal life with her children that make her really, you know, big S on her chest is pretty impressive. She's a wonderful, you know, wife, the best I know, and she has a great business called Graphtech here in the Valley, and I'm looking forward to the second half of that interview. It was a lot of fun with her.
Yeah, so we'll talk about that. We'll kind of put a close to the US Open up at Olympic Club, and then also talk about what's going on this week on the tour, and also give you a tip on how to play in extreme heat.
Yeah, you know, it's I noticed today's going to be kind of a little dip in the temperature. It's like 103, 104, but starting about Sunday or Monday, I think it's like, you know, 108, 109. It's going to be pretty warm. Although, you know, it's funny, I was listening to my, you know, the coach on the radio yesterday, and he said it was like, you know, 103, and I'm looking down at my temperature gauge. He says 112. I wanted to give him a call, but he's up against the mountain in Palm Springs, and we're out here in La Quinta, so we're a little exposed, but that was a lot of fun. So yeah, we're out here pretty early in the morning. Do we have any early stuff going on that we want to talk about, or we want to wait till we get into the...
Well, I did check the scores on the tour today, and Matt Kuchar is in the lead at -4.
Great.
And then, interesting thing, Patrick Cantley decided to turn professional this week. And as you recall, he shot 60 last year at this very tournament, but this morning he's 4 over, so.
Well, you know, it's almost like, you know, you make that announcement, all of a sudden you think, some guys think, hey, they have to be different, or some ladies have to be different, and they forget, hey, let's do what got me here. And we see that all the time when we're teaching, Amy, is, you know, we have somebody on the tee box, they're working really well, and then they go to the golf course and they overdose, you know. So I think it'll take a little bit of time for them to, you know, when I say a little bit of time, they take, you know, the back 9, who knows, to kind of settle down and say, hey, wait a second, or his caddy kind of shake him and say, hey, just be you, you be you. Yeah,
he's the real deal. Now he gets 3 events to, you know, try to prove himself so he doesn't have to go to Q school. You know, and the neat thing about the Travelers this week is that's their motto, is they always invite, you know, new rookies and try to give them kind of a start in the game of golf.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Oh, what else?
Well, I think it's time to recap the US Open.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
All right, well, you know, now's the fun part of the show is to kind of, you know, throw some people in the frying pan, or no, excuse me, to wrap up what's happened last week. And I'm going to have Amy start out and kind of probably carry the entire stuff, because she is our statistician. She's got her notes right in front of her. I may jump in now and then, who knows. Amy, get us started.
Well, you can't start without talking about Webb Simpson. I mean, how impressive was that? And you know the crazy thing? Like 2 hours into the telecast on Sunday, I would never even really thought about him. He just kind of snuck in there.
He just kept grinding.
Yeah.
You know, he seemed to be the guy that had his head in the game from, I'm playing one shot at a time.
So a wonderful weekend. I mean, what, 4 under for the weekend?
Yeah, 68, 68. That's, you know, you could take probably a dozen guys and say if they'd have shot 68, 68, they could have won the tournament, and they didn't.
Yep.
It's just, I got to tell you, I think the Olympic Club did a great job defending themselves. The guys up there, as far as ground crews, you know, hats off. They did a phenomenal job. That's a tough golf course without having to make it tough.
Right. You know, and Furyk played well. I think his 5-hour energy ran out after 4.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, he had to go for it on number 18. We were talking about this yesterday, how he put it in the bunker, and you know, how do you miss, you know, put it in that bunker? But I think he had to be aggressive there.
Yeah, you know, you say something that's always important, and we've talked about this, we teach this with our students and our kids, is we say, you know, it's hard to attack from the rough, and I think, hey, you know what, rule number 1, if you're in the fairway and you've got to make a birdie, get it on the green.
Yep.
You know, I think there's a point where you overdo it, and, you know, let's face it, when you're a little tight, when you're at that level, your tendency is to pull the ball. That's what he did, and we saw that a couple of groups coming in where they pulled the ball in that left bunker, and you know, I don't say it's negative, but Amy and I, when we played there, she was there, and that's a tough little bunker shot. I
kind of had the exact same shot. I was from the right rough and in that bunker, and it was tough. I didn't put it real close. So
you didn't knock it in the front bunker though. That
no,
was pretty cool.
No,
You did
I
keep
was
it
on the green. I was on the green.
Yeah.
And how about Graham McDowell? I mean, he played an impressive tournament too.
How can you not root for Graham
Yep.
McDowell? I mean, I love the accent, and he always says some really cool things. And you know what? I kind of felt for him because, man, he was grinding when he birdied 17. I thought, okay,
Yep.
you know, maybe.
Yep.
So
It would have been
exciting
nice
down
to
the end.
see, and you can't, you know, let's take this time to kind of praise Tiger. I mean, everyone's kind of ripping on him. What a great 2 rounds he had on Thursday and Friday. And Jeff, you were talking about his game over the weekend, and you see it a little different than some of the critics out there.
Yeah, you know, immediately, it's so frustrating to see this. I'm on the wagon, off the wagon. I'm on Tiger, I'm off Tiger. And I look at it and say, you know what, hey, we've all had those rounds where we said, I'm a half a shot off or I'm a half a club off. And we talked about it, and I said, you know, we've all had that where we get out there and, you know, it's 122 instead of 130 or 115, and I have to hit something in between. And I do that all day long. And then you change, all of a sudden the greens are faster, or they've added some moisture, or they're firmer, they're not whole, and it changes your mindset. So all of a sudden you're a little unsure. And I didn't think the quality of his shots went way down. Like, he wasn't still hitting it, you know, right and left, those 50-yard shots. It was really his distance control. And boy, we preach that. The number one thing is most important is distance control. And he just didn't have it. But it doesn't mean, oh, you know what, he'll never win another major. I heard that this morning on Mike. Mike was like, he'll never win another major. I'm like, come on, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I think it's, I think we have to look at it and say, you know, this is a process. This was the toughest tournament of the year so far, even including the Masters. This was the toughest tournament so far, and he hung in there solidly for 2 rounds. I mean, his endurance, it's almost like, I mean, you're a runner. You don't start out running 26K right off the bat. You know, you got to take it to the mailbox, and then maybe to the front lawn, and then, you know, all the way out to the street, and then it takes time.
Yeah, I heard an interesting idea or thought this morning. You know, golf sometimes is like a tug of war. You're grasping on real tight like Tiger did, and then sometimes you have to kind of let go and get a new grip to pull even tighter. And I think he's let go and he's starting to yank back.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to, you know, we have to remember, Tiger's already won twice this year.
Yep.
Okay, so he hasn't won the major, but it's not like he's never won a major. He's won 73 tournaments, Amy. I mean, come on. It's not like all of a sudden he's forgotten how to win. He's just putting that swing that he's starting to own under a little pressure, and it's exciting to see the fact that, you know, it's starting to yield dividends. It is.
Well, you know, another guy who made a name for himself this week is Michael Thompson. I mean, we really hadn't heard much about him. He had a...
Yeah, Michael Thompson, yeah.
He had a nice first round, and everyone, well, we heard people saying it, you know, oh, you're not going to see him over the weekend. What a great weekend he had.
He did. That has to be an incredible boost for his confidence and his bank account. And yeah, he seemed like a nice young guy.
Yeah, 23.
Yeah, what about Peterson?
John Peterson, another one of those.
Yes, like we were going, who's John Peterson?
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be the guy, you know, from Sweden, and he's here in the U.S.? No, it's a different guy.
Yeah.
That's Pedersen. And but Peterson, when he made that hole-in-one, was it Friday? When he made the hole-in-one with a 7-iron?
Yeah. Oh,
and he did the massive chest bump. I'm thinking, he's out for the weekend because he's broken rib. He hung in there. That was fun to watch.
That was his very first hole-in-one ever.
How cool is that?
Yeah. And you know what? Welcome back, Padre Harrington.
That was like a breath of fresh air.
I'm excited.
How can you not enjoy, you know, Harrington's smile that's like this wide? And you know what I always remember him doing is making those bomb putts, and when he had 2 in the same round, it was like, man, I hope this hangs out, because he's another guy when he's on doing the interviews. You know, I love that with the accent. I'm welcome back, Padre.
Yeah, no, he's the real deal. It's nice to have him back. I really think Webb Simpson, we're going to see a lot more of this guy. I think he's going to win, you know, more majors, more tournaments. I really enjoy him. Yeah. Now, did you see the interview with Rory after the round 4? Oh, I'm sorry. No, he wasn't there. That was another tournament. That's right. He didn't make the cut. I was going, what are you talking about? You know, wait a second. Now, there was a massive hole in the fact that number 1 and number 2 didn't make it to the weekend. And it wasn't like they just barely missed a cut, No,
Amy.
they just stunk it up.
Ooh.
Okay, I want to pick more on Luke Donald. Okay, I really think Rory's just kind of in love. He's in La La Land. Luke stunk it up.
I think that was, you know, I think that golf course, it's a monster.
Yep.
And, you know, Luke's not known for hitting it, you know, far.
Nor accurate off the tee. He's about short game, isn't he?
Yeah, well, he's a great ball striker from an iron play and short game. But yeah, you know, that was extremely demanding. And all of a sudden, you know, you miss a few of those fairways, literally 6 feet off or sometimes a foot off. I mean, you saw that. You know, you've got 230 yards in because that ball's not rolling.
Right.
It's just sinking down, and that's a long haul for a guy who doesn't hit it. You know, like a guy like a Dustin Johnson can power it out, or even a Webb Simpson can power it out. Those kind of things.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fun weekend to watch. I miss not having those guys in the tournament, and I hope they come back soon. I mean, the game needs these good players just fighting it out week after week.
Yeah, you know, that's pretty. Gosh, I don't know. I think we need to, you know, I was listening this morning and they said, you know, who's the guy out there now who has the most pressure on to win their first major or their first championship? They're talking about LeBron James, but they put it globally of, you know, all sports. And I thought, you know, the guy who really, to get the press off their back, I thought Tiger Woods, and I think right now desperately, Rory needs to have something good happen. Because, you know, what's funny is the moment, and I think this shows the difference, Amy, in my mind, the difference of where Tiger is and everybody else. When everybody else doesn't play well, and I'm going to say Rory, okay, he doesn't play well, or Luke Donald, we barely hear it. It's like, hey, if we were doctors in the ER room, we right now have the paddles and we're trying to get something, we're trying to get a heartbeat because there's nothing, it's flatline. But Tiger misses a 3-foot putt and all of a sudden it's Richter scale time. I think that shows the difference of who Tiger is and the rest of the field. No disrespect to anybody else. So I think if Tiger, or when Tiger wins that major, not just another tournament, not that that's not a big deal, but when he wins another tournament, I think it'll be a little bit, sorry, it's strong, sickening when we see all these people that just today or last week were telling he's over, he'll never say, well, he's back, he's back. Come on, either you're in or you're off. That's it. So I think that's Tiger needs it, and Rory needs something. He doesn't need a major. He needs to complete a tournament.
Right. Oh,
again.
make a cut.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it was a great weekend. Boy, just fun watching. Look forward to the next.
Yeah, we've got some stuff coming up. So we've got several. Now it's a full schedule this week, isn't it?
Yeah, we got the. Let me see. We got the Travelers. Which is at the TPC River Highlands in Connecticut. And that's a good field. We got Matt Kuchar, Hunter Mahan, Padraig, Bubba, which who knows.
Well, now wait a minute. Now Bubba is defending, isn't he? He won this last year.
Okay.
Yeah, Bubba, that was kind of the start of his really good season. So, but I mean, that's what they're saying on the commercials anyway. No, Bubba won last year. And so I'm curious how mentally stable he's going to be to play that golf course after openly admitting in a press conference that this other golf course, you know, Olympic was just too tough for him.
Ate him up.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that'll be fun to see him come back.
Yeah, it'll be a fun weekend to watch. And then John Peterson's playing again. So just a good week of golf.
I'm looking forward to that. Hey, are the ladies back?
The ladies are. They're up in Ontario, Canada, and this is a new event called the Manulife Financial. And another great field. Stacy Lewis is there. She's, you know, #2 in the world right now. Yanni Tseng's not playing this week, so she has a chance to make her move.
I was thinking about it as we were driving and getting ready for the show. I'm thinking, you know, one of the things that we talk about, or we've heard globally about it, is the ladies LPGA. You know, there are not enough tournaments, stuff like that. But you know what I like that I see? This is a rare exception. Is, man, every week they tee it up, everyone is there. I mean, it's an event. It's almost like a major within each tournament because every great player on the planet is playing because that's all that's happening.
No, Paula Kramer's there. This is hysterical. She tweeted Bo Hostler that she'd go to the prom with him.
Oh, that's too funny.
Anyways, Paula's there. Michelle Wee. We'll see if she can make a cut. And it's Sheshang Feng, who won the Wegmans. She's there. So good week. Suzanne Pedersen.
Yeah. Now the seniors are also in Canada, aren't they?
They're in Pittsburgh, I believe.
Oh, I thought they. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking they were. Okay, that's kind of close. Okay, it's not close. I was thinking they're in Canada this week. So they're
this
in
is the
Pittsburgh?
Constellation Seniors Players Championship, and Greg Norman's in the field. I think he wants another trip back to the Players Championship at Sawgrass.
Who else? You know, now we saw
Michael Allen's there.
Okay, Michael Allen's there.
Yeah.
He had a good week
Yeah,
last week.
he did.
Yeah.
He played really well. I think he just had one hiccup round, really.
Made the cut,
Yeah.
played all 4 days at his home course. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so Bernard Longer and Lehman aren't there, so the way I look at it is Michael Allen could be first on their points list.
I don't think that's unrealistic. He's playing,
Yeah.
I mean, that's got to be such a huge boost to his confidence, his ball striking, and, you know, I think it's cool. Welcome back, Michael.
So a good weekend of golf again.
Hey, enjoy golf this weekend. We're gonna now step away, and we want to introduce you to the second half of that interview with Kate Spates, and I hope you really enjoy it. Now, right after that, we're going to go into because it is summer. Yesterday, the day before was the first day of summer, and you know, we always hear about people with the heat, Amy, and not dealing. We've got some tips that you should watch a short little video about how to stay cool in the summer, maybe stay healthy. So we'll see you on the other side. I'm Jeff.
I'm Amy.
I'm the one that puts it together. And I never look at the directions. I just like, this makes sense, and I confirm it with the directions, but I'm just that person.
So you went from then maybe, hey, coming into the business to you said, hey, let's do it ourselves. And you've been doing that for how long?
15 years.
Wow.
Yeah, and just this last November, my company merged with another, and we became it was basically the 2 largest web companies in the desert coming together. And we came together because we really solved each other's problems. I really like customer relations. I really like asking somebody what are their problems in business, or what are their objectives, and what do they want to do, how do they want to present their image, and I give them the tools to make that happen, whether it's social media, search engine optimization, any way that they're going to attract, retain, and attract new customers, basically. And I like to do that part, and Mike, my partner, loves to run the operation. And so, I'm in charge of business development, and he's in charge of making sure all of the operations run, and all the employees are happy, and the systems are working, and we really solve each other's problems. And it's a really good fit. We've been talking for years about how we solve each other's how great we would be if we came together, but I was kind of like, oh, I don't want a partner, I don't know.
How's it working out so far?
I love it.
Yeah.
I really do. It was tough to let Image Marketing Concepts go. That was my baby. But I really felt like I liked that our name Graphtech is shorter, and it kind of explains more about, Graphtech Interactive is actually the business, and I like that it had that interactive element in it. Image Marketing Concept really did talk about marketing your image. However, it would get confusing because people thought that we were like opticians or something sometimes. Okay. And so I'm like, no, not quite. We're not an imaging center for, body scans, and we're not an optic. So I'm like, I don't know about this image thing. So I really liked the name, and I mean, he had great people that I really needed to build up my tech department, and if I was going to do that in our small pond, I would probably be attracting somebody from a competitor, and I really don't like to do that anyway, and so it just all made sense. It all kind of came together after last summer, and I just thought, I want to spend more time, quality time with my family. I'm ready to open it up for partnerships. I feel like the burden of having my own business, I'm so glad I did it for 15 years, but the burden is great, and it's hard to shoulder for one person. And I really needed somebody to run the operation, and it's just a great fit.
So can you give me an example? What does your average day look like when it's a typical business day for Kate Spates?
Lots of coffee. I like to make appointments pretty much every day to meet with clients, or take them out to lunch, or talk to them on the phone. We do a lot of work through email, so I've got my iPad, my phone, my laptop. The great thing about what we do is I can do it anywhere. So if I wanted to stay home for the morning and have my quiet time, do some writing or whatever, I can do that, pop into the office, have my meetings, go take someone to lunch, go to a luncheon, go visit a client at their office. I mean, I'm really free to be anywhere with what I do, and I can really control how the volume is of business too. We like to, we have 300 clients, say. I want to take care of the clients that I already have and make sure that we're solving all of their marketing problems and issues and challenges. But I also want to attract new business, and I'm constantly looking at other people and how they're doing what they're doing. And I sometimes shake my head and say, oh, they're wasting so much money. Or they should really not spray and pay. They should really be a lot more targeted about how they're using their marketing money. And I think they would, if they add it all up, I think they'd be like shocked at how much money they spend, some of these companies, marketing with their sales force and their advertising, and if they really boil down what a customer costs to them, how many new customers should they acquire with all of that money and time and energy? And I think that they would probably be shocked at how much savings they could have if they tried some other online methods and more inbound marketing, which is really what we're focusing on, attracting people to you, not, hey, look at us, look at us, look at us, messages in your face all the time. It's more like people are resourceful, and they know when they're ready to buy, they look online. And so if you're not there online when they're ready to buy, you're out of the game. So it doesn't necessarily, they don't have to listen to the radio or watch the TV or whatever. I think all that stuff helps, and it's all periphery, it's all very important, all together. And it really depends on who you're going after, too. You have to really think about who are your customers, what is their profile, what are they reading, what are they listening to, and how do we get in front of their eyes? If they don't like email, then consider text messaging. Or younger audiences, you really have to look at who do you want to buy your products and services, and how do you get in front of them the best, most efficient way.
Well, it sounds like you've got that really dialed in.
Mm-hmm.
Do you notice here in the desert, is that, I'm going to call it technology mindset, is it changing?
Yes, I see it going in the right direction, but we're still years behind other markets, other larger markets, and using technologies like location-based check-in, things like Foursquare and Facebook and Yelp and all those social media things are so very vital in larger markets, and they're really changing the way people's buying habits are. Out here, I see every day, I see more and more people are getting online, and you can, if they connect it to their Facebook, and I'm like, yeah, they're getting, but businesses aren't understanding the power of how it can attract new people. If I've got the app Foursquare on my phone, and I see what's nearby, and I see that there's some specials nearby by restaurants that I'm getting ready to go to eat, and I want to see where to go, I can see that there's nearby specials if that restaurant has taken the time to claim their profile, add their special. That pops up first. I might look at that first, because let's face it, when people are really social media, they like your page and they are affiliated with a brand because they want to get special exclusive deals. And if that business isn't taking advantage of that and putting those special exclusive deals out there, there's a whole audience they're missing.
Kind of an initial piece of real estate.
Yes, it's a space that is being ignored by a lot of businesses. And I think that, just like I was singing this song in 1997, you need a website, everybody needs a website, and people are like, why would I need a website? I don't, and I'm not selling anything online. It's not always selling something online, adding to cart, and it is research. People are making smarter decisions. You can only fit so much in your Yellow Pages ad or in your 15-second commercial, but if you put that web address, then your customer can go and you can make the sale online without them ever having to call. They're ready to buy you, your products, services, or whatever, because they like the way you present yourself. They like that you're engaging with their loyal fans, and they're ready to be a part of what you've got to offer. So, it takes energy, it takes time. I think a lot of businesses can do it themselves if they have somebody in-house that can do that. But a lot of times what we do is we kind of set things up and then train companies, and then they take it and run with it and check back with us. Sometimes they say, we have nobody, we have nothing, it would never get done unless you do it. And we'll do that for them, obviously. We love that relationship. We dream up all kinds of promotions and fun things to do online. So that's what we do.
It sounds exciting. Kate, tell us how someone can get in touch with you, and if they want to know more about you and your business. Or maybe it should about your business.
About my business? Well, you can go to graphtech.com, graphtech.com. We're actually redesigning our site right now, so I you know, I've redesigned our site like 20 times. It's so hard to work on your own stuff. But you can find out about all the things that we do and the successes that we've had, and or go to facebook.com/GraphtechInteractive, or maybe it's just /Graphtech. I'm not sure, so check on that. Or go to my Facebook, Kate Spates, and connect with me. I do have a lot of friends on Facebook and enjoy that social community so much. Especially being in our small pond, you know. It's nice to feel like you know a lot of people. I like to go to restaurants and they know me. I like to go to my favorite places to shop for clothes or whatever, and they know me. I like our community. And I'm going to be in the desert for the rest of my life, so I want this desert to succeed. I want businesses to thrive. I don't want it to be a ghost town. We are surrounded by beauty, so there's lots of opportunity here.
Well, Kate, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm Jeff Harrison. Thanks for joining us on Fairway Executive. Again, Kate, thank you so much.
You bet.
Hot, Amy. So we thought, hey, let's share some simple tips for the summer on staying cool. And I think the first one is, as we're standing here in dark colored clothing, is wear light colored clothing, because it's shown that with light colored clothing, Amy, that's almost a tongue twister, is it reflects the heat. Now, I'm sure you're a little warmer than I am, and if I were wearing a white colored shirt, I'd be cooler even yet. So we want to make sure to wear light colored clothing.
Jeff, the next one would be to drink plenty of water. Stay hydrated. Never go past a station where you can get some water. And don't drink water when you're thirsty. Drink it before you get thirsty. Stay hydrated.
Okay, that's great. Another one is, you know what, wear a hat. Again, it's kind of you're bringing your own shade tree with you, wearing a hat. And you know what? I know Amy and I both, we love to have our hair looking right, but sometimes, you know, we'd rather have a hat hair than wake up in the hospital because we're overheated. So put a hat on.
Yeah, and if you go to the eye doctor, you're going to find out how important it is to wear sunglasses. Protect those eyes. Eyes can get sunburned just like skin.
And that's a big thing. You know, the next thing we want to do is make sure, speaking of our skin, you know, it seems like as it gets warmer, we wear less clothing. Now, what I mean by that is less covered. So, you know, in the winter we might wear a sweater or long pants. We're now starting to wear, you know, short sleeve shirts, short shorts. Boy, make sure you put that sunscreen on there and reapply. I think that's the big thing, is put it on. Don't just put it on once and say I'm good for the day. Reapply that probably about every, you know, again, I'm not a doctor, but I'd say probably 2 or 3 times a day. It's not going to hurt you. Especially make sure you cover those ears because they're kind of standing out there in your nose. So apply some sunscreen.
And then the final tip is, it's not healthy to go from the air-conditioned inside to outside, back to inside to outside. You know, if you're outside working, let's say you're doing chores in the yard, rather than going inside to cool off, go sit under a shade-covered patio and cool off there and have water. And it's going to be so much easier on you.
I love that. So we hope these tips will help you, and thanks for joining us. I'm Jeff Harrison.
I'm Amy.
Hey, welcome back. I'm Jeff, and my partner.
I'm Amy.
You know, this goes so fast, Amy. I know that you know our wrap-up was long, but I just want to say thank you for joining us. Please share us with a friend. We're having a lot of fun, and you know, we have to say thank you to our gracious host where we shoot. Amy, tell them about this.
Well, we're here at Marrakesh, and as we mentioned last week, they plugged the greens to get ready for summer to help that Bermuda grass come in a little bit more robustly. Anyways, we looked at, is that a good word, 25 cents? Anyways, greens today look, you can hardly tell they've been punched.
Yeah, well, you know, when you crank up that heat too, this whole week was like 106 to 112. You know, the Bermuda grass loves the heat.
Yeah.
So.
Anyways, this place is fabulous. They have a special going on this summer. If you want to join for the entire summer, it's $700. That's for a couple.
Now, that's not a limited number of rounds, right? You
Nope.
can't only, you can play on days that start with T or something like that.
You play all you want. You get a cart for that. You also get access to their gym. I mean, a great place to spend the summer.
Yeah, if you enjoy golf, this is a Ted Robinson designed golf course. It's not a golf course that's going to beat you up, but you know, here's something cool. We have a little event we've got going on right after this, and it's for juniors, and it's a great tournament for that, for the kids. Or you know, if you hit your driver, you know, under 200 yards, great golf course for you.
No, this is an awesome place, so please check that out.
And for more of us, we are at the DaGolfShopTV.com. Let me try that again. DaGolfShopTV.com, and check us out. We're also on YouTube, and we look forward to seeing you next week. I'm Jeff.
I'm Amy.
For DaGolfShopTV.com.